Today I'm going to tell you a story about a little toaster Christmas miracle, how it warmed my heart and healed a little piece of me. My name is Andrea and this is Her Radiant Life, where we have heart-to-heart chats, personal stories and growth, and moments of faith and connection. As some of you may know, in April of 2009, my mom passed away. Now, about 6 months earlier, I had moved out of my parents' house into my own place. And that Christmas in 2008, my mom gave me this toaster. It was one of the last gifts she ever gave to me. This is 17 years ago. This was such a cute toaster. It was red and Betty Crocker, and I just adored it. It was adorable because it was a gift from the heart. She was thinking about the fact that I had my new little place, and she gave me a toaster and a matching tea kettle. A couple of years ago, the tea kettle, I thought, had stopped working because the light stopped working, and it threw me for a huge loop. I felt this feeling of grief because this was one of the last things that my mom ever gave to me. It was basically the last Christmas present she gave to me. Then I realized it was just the light on the kettle and that it actually still worked. So I was so relieved. Early December 2025, which is about a month ago from when I'm recording this, and 17 years after my mom gave me this toaster, it died. And the moment it stopped working, I had this moment of panic, and then I thought, I'm actually okay with it now. It was such a moment of clarity for me. This toaster, this plastic Betty Crocker red toaster lasted me 17 years, which is a super long time for a toaster to last. And I think its life was prolonged just to get me to a place where I was okay with it being done. And I was ready to move on and let it go. And then what I think would be considered a little miracle, a little Christmas toaster miracle happened. I went into this random surplus store. I had never been in it before. I didn't even know it existed until this day, about a week ago. I went up and down the rows of this store, just looking randomly for things. And to my complete and utter surprise, I looked on the shelf and there was a red Betty Crocker toaster sitting by itself. Now, this surplus store gets things in one day and it's gone the next. It almost never has the same thing twice. I just happened to go into that store that day to find a replacement red Betty Crocker toaster. Now, it's not exactly the same. It's upgraded. It's metal instead of plastic. This was a moment I felt so seen by God. A moment where I realized that God cares about the little things. And that doesn't take away from him caring about the big things. He just also cares about the little things. I can still look at this little red toaster and think about my mom because I have another red toaster. It just warmed my heart and healed a little piece of me thinking, if God cared about making that first toaster last so long, 17 years, until I was ready for it to not work anymore, that alone to me was a little miracle. But then the fact that he replaced it with the same brand and color toaster so that I can still think about my mom when I look at it is incredible to me. It makes me also think that if God cares about those tiny little things in our story, how much more does he care about the big things? The partner we're going to have, the abundance in our finances, the home we're going to create, living out a passionate life, doing something that he called us to do and something that he put in our hearts. If he cares about the toasters, the little things, he cares about the big things. Just know that you are seen. And if there's things that you're going through this season, look for the little things. Look for the little signs that show you that God loves you, he cares about you, that you're not alone, and that as you go through your life, God is preparing the pathway for you ahead of time. Even in the little things, but especially in the big things. If you're watching this when I just posted it, Merry Christmas. Have a beautiful season. If you're watching it later, have a wonderful day. Now go out, be a blessing, and rise into your radiance. Much love.